The cocoon phase is 18 hours. We struggle with a bad case of the ex. And this door in the face, though? Heck no. Plus, we have a special guest with us here in studio that tries to talk some sense into Nuri. Stay with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Are we going to hear them talking in the background all the time? Oh, hello.
Hey!
We're on. Y'all weren't supposed to see that.
That happens at a live show, you know?
But who is Yasir's lady?
I think
we don't know who his lady is on this show tonight.
But we have a special lady.
I'm gonna leave that
we
there.
do. We have a very special lady, and we're gonna save the best for last intro, because I feel like it's best for last.
You got to, yes.
What's up, guys? You are here at the Love Is After show. We are discussing season 1, episode 3. Her question. Question.
Because we got a lot of questions.
We got a lot of questions.
QTNA.
Right. and we didn't get no answers.
Right.
So,
but before we get started, I want to introduce my lovely co-host, starting with my love to the left.
What up? It's Tenere.
Hey y'all, it's Porchia.
and it's Rocky.
And I am Takira Shabrae, but like I said, we have the best for last, a very special lady with us today, Tammy Townsend.
I'm really happy to be here.
You're our lady.
Our lady. She is our lady for the night. Plays Carol, Nuri's mom, and the sass from the mom this episode.
Yes.
Can I just
Mama
say,
got her right. She don't listen.
Mama talks sense, but that's what moms are known for. That's what we need moms for, to talk sense into us. But overall thoughts, what are you guys most excited to talk about? Let's go around.
Yasir, I was on your side, and now, brother man, I just don't know. You slamming doors. I don't get it. But we'll see.
I feel disrespected
Yes.
on so many levels.
Absolutely.
And I'm probably too emotionally involved with these people.
A little bit.
But they got me.
If they're doing some fine writing, then
Exactly.
they're getting you, girl. They're doing some good stuff.
Some good stuff, okay?
I can't wait till we get into the door talk because it was just interesting seeing everybody's reaction to when it happened, and I was kind of like,
I almost passed out.
I got some stuff to say.
He was the only male at the table at the time, and we all looked at him, and he was like, I'm going to say my piece.
I was pushing him.
No.
Stress.
What about Miss Tammy? What are you, from this episode, what are you most excited? What kind of got you watched it with us. I know you got the inside scoop.
Exactly.
It's a little different.
I kind of know how things develop, so
Right.
I got a little edge over you guys a little bit. So, but I like how they did the little cliffhanger at the end. You guys got to tune in next week to see what happens. I think it's all gonna get smoothed out, but you got to watch it. You got to watch it to find out.
Indeed.
Some teasers.
Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about this whole door, but we're also going to talk about conversations with the exes and male versus female, all of that good stuff. But I want body image, but I want to talk about the conversation with the ex. We open up to this amazing love scene with Nuri and Yasir, and we feeling ourselves, and then they abruptly stop to go have breakfast, and Nuri is getting calls from all of her cases of the exes.
And
I
just feel like, she was single before she was with Yasir, and I just feel like for him to question her so much about her backstory when she hasn't done that to him, she's been very fair with the fact that he's living with his ex-girlfriend.
She just found that out too, though.
But
yeah,
I just
she
feel
didn't
like,
really know that. She didn't know how deep it was. You know what I mean?
you living with a whole nother woman that ain't me. I'm just saying. It's just a little weird. But
They only 2 days in.
My thing is
18 hours.
Hey, either way. But that's the thing, is that she wasn't questioning him. She hasn't made him feel uncomfortable about his situation, especially with him being homeless, things like that. He has a lot of baggage that she has not been judgmental on.
Isn't that the nice part about that, though? Because
Yeah.
she's kind of going in very innocently and just kind of like giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely.
So then and she doesn't question him, so then when he, basically he's lying because he's not disclosing the information, that's what's so painful to her as well. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
But I also thought it was interesting on his side, like when all that stuff was, listening to the messages, all that stuff. I mean, he was just like, maybe he was just playing it cool, like, yeah, okay, that was before me, and what else did he say? Oh, go ahead, go on the trip. And she was like, all right, I'm gonna go. And then he was like, you ain't going nowhere.
Man, he turned up on her real quick. Like, my woman ain't about to be with nobody.
Right. I was like,
yeah.
Do you guys think the ex conversation is relevant though? Do you think it's necessary?
Definitely, because they need to talk about some things. She's already mentioning marriage to this man. She literally said that I don't want to have sex with nobody who's not my husband under this roof. And so, of course the Ramadan stopped them, but now it's giving him something to think about, like, all right, maybe she's thinking that I could be the one, we could go somewhere. So therefore, just like how older Nuri said in the beginning that love is a cocoon, they have to like be in that place together and build from the inside out. You got to know some stuff. You got to start digging and pulling and getting information, because when you don't got it, you end up with situations like what just happened at the end.
Right.
I think when you say I love you, you definitely need to figure out some more things about the other person. I mean,
she said I love you, didn't know the last name.
Yeah, okay. And
Like,
then have this pearly.
She won't even know her name if she gets married at this point. It's like, I'm Mrs. Yasir. No, I agree with you. I think that it's definitely necessary. A little relatability, open myself up. On our first date, my husband and I told him about a few of my exes' first date off the gate, and I was like, yo, you know them, so we're going to talk about it. Yeah. And I kind of set those standards and was like, look, I want marriage. This is what we're doing this for. Not necessarily saying that I'm ready. If you ask me tomorrow, I will say no. But it sets that stone. And I think a lot of women like gain respect. Correct me if I'm wrong. We gain respect if we held those standards.
wait, you said he knew your exes?
Yeah.
So what are the standards that you're holding though?
I had a 6 rule. Those little corny rules that you kind of give yourself because you're like, oh, I'm really feeling this guy, but I don't want to look like that person. So we had a
That's not corny, honey. You got them. I need these rules.
I need these rules. Right, tell me the rules. Because I'm single. I need to know.
Right, exactly. I'm listening.
Okay, well, we gave ourselves a 6-date rule, so we wouldn't, have sex. We wouldn't do or do anything like that. 6 were because, while the whole before marriage thing is definitely desirable, it was a little difficult for us.
It's not realistic.
It's okay.
I mean,
it's realistic for some. But we gave ourselves 6-date rule. But on our first date, I had dated someone that he knew, so I said, hey, this happened. This is an ex. So is this person.
He was mad.
And I'm also dating someone else, so I have a date tomorrow, and I just want to let you know.
You're nerdy right now.
You're nerdy.
Right.
Yeah, I did. I guess I am. Dang.
And y'all look alike.
Self-reflection. Okay, well, I'll talk to y'all in the comments about this, a little self-reflection. But he did later tell me, like, at that moment, that he kind of looked like, okay, I stepped up my game. You kind of made me step up my game a little bit. So,
yeah. I mean, honesty is key. I feel like if you keep it 100, then everything else is going to be smooth sailing. So, yeah, and I feel like it's okay for a woman and a man to be able to explore their interests if they want to, and that's cool. Like, it shouldn't be like some taboo energy around it.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
But she was willing to shut all that down. She like, I ain't going out of town with him. Homeboy, I stepped all over his heart last night. And the other one, I'm going to let him know. I'm going to call him and tell him what it is. Like, ready. To just throw it all away.
Here's the thing. When you find your soulmate, it's just like, I mean, I'm one of those, you call me hopeless romantic, but I actually do believe in like connections like that. And when you find somebody that is, right for you and right away, it doesn't take long. You just kind of fall into place. It's kind of like divine order. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So,
it can happen. Yeah. But speaking of, needing a little, just lay it all on the table, we're going to lay some little things on the table that we're asking of our beautiful viewers and our beautiful listeners.
Yeah, because you guys know you love the live read. So, hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality, TV, sci-fi, and more. And there is a network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that tailors everything that's made for you. And you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And we need that because we can stay on air, y'all.
Right. Get our numbers up.
Okay, 5 stars. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit the subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. Okay? Because we have our shout out.
And we'll like your comment.
Exactly. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
I like that.
Yes.
Shout out to the people that are in the live chat with us right now. Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine. Yeah, shout out to you, girl.
Sydney. They're saying, hey, Tammy. Hey, yeah.
Sydney said that she's a huge fan of yours. Aww. And then Jasmine shouted out that we all have buns and hoop earrings.
I know, right? It should be called the Bun and Hoop Show. Right. Okay. That's what I'm saying. With the exception of...
Right.
No offense. No offense.
I don't want to see that
taken
anyway.
At all. Right, exactly.
I don't want to see
that. But speaking of buns and all of that, just body image is screamed in this episode. So many people was like, what the heck is up with Ruby? Like, what's his thing? What's these things hanging out?
Okay, because
we find out she got lipo.
Yeah, which is, it's unfortunate.
She 2 pound wet.
What? That's what I thought. I was like, lipo where? What else do you have left to suck out?
Them black hips and thighs and everything else in between. That's what it was. And unfortunately, that's something that black women still deal with today because, again, there's a lot of people who are imitating us and we don't get the credit, but we get called ugly or less attractive even though other people are using our traits and our features to
They've been doing it forever.
Forever.
Long time.
Exactly. Okay. And we still don't get credit, and unfortunately, some people have had to go to those lengths to be appealing, to be Eurocentric. And I mean, it goes from perms to, I'm like being thinner. Because I feel like now in the black community, I think we're a little bit more accepting of like fuller bodies because, because, you got some people out there,
like my pastor says, hips, tips, and finger lips, or hips, lips, and fingertips.
Right.
But everything's like fit thick now, which I like the fit thick, not the overdoing it thick, with like the plastic
overprocessed.
Thick. Yeah,
Y'all have got to chill.
Okay,
but hold on. I love that you always bring us these hard truths, Rocky. You're amazing.
She does.
But let me tell y'all something about these booties that everybody getting. You see, these celebrities are also getting it taken out.
Thank you.
Because they
killing them.
They dang near on their deathbed, okay?
Right.
So they got to get it taken out too. So just love yourself, okay? That's what we're promoting. Self-love, self-care. You're gonna be fine just the way you are. You're beautiful.
Yeah. No more lip
I have a friend who always says, beauty is a moving target. At one time, being real thin was in. Now being thick, and curvy is in. It's going to move again. So you're right. You have to, at the end of the day, love who you are and accept who you are because you're going to come in and out of fashion.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And don't let society and the social world determine how you should look.
Yeah.
Let your mirror tell you how you should look. If you like the way you look, you good. If you don't, change it.
And really just be healthy. Check your BMI.
Like, do men struggle with this kind of? Because I feel like
now
all the women are on the
I feel like it's become like a bigger. Like I didn't even realize it, but talking to my wife, she was like, "No, like dudes be getting stuff done because I'll be looking at stuff on TV like."
They
really?
got,
we were just talking about lace front beards.
I've never had that. I've never had that or thought about that.
Like people doing.
I don't know.
They doing the lace front beards now.
Toupees on their chin, like taping it up.
That
Yeah.
I knew it looked too perfect. It's like it looked perfect.
No, for real.
Because you be seeing like the barbers on like Instagram and stuff. They they show how like
they got that.
You be like, wow.
I think it's always been the package for men for a long time, but now it is becoming like just being physically fit, being like these like Brad Pitt wannabe type guys or Idris Elba.
Oh,
so
come on, Idris.
I'm sorry.
Ooh, I like Idris.
She's like, let's
I know he's
get
married.
back together.
Listen, but I can dream.
She's like, moving on.
Right. His wife knows he's attractive.
Yes,
love is Idris Elba.
I'll take him for 200.
Yes. Oh Lord.
Right. But I want to shine a positive light on Angela this episode.
Yes.
Because she, we talked about last week how, stereotypes of the light-skinned girl versus the dark-skinned girl. And this one, couldn't find love. Angela couldn't find love and all of this. So we get a full circle and we see that, one, she can find love. She's just being choosy. She has standards.
You're right.
And
Right.
she was lighthearted about it. And I love their whole scheme to get out of it. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Did y'all think he was telling the truth? Like, did y'all feel like he was a genuine person?
No.
Okay. Because I was like, is it me?
I
I kind of thought he was
I
just
don't know.
goofy. Yeah, I mean, just kind of like, oh, he's a goofy dude.
I
Like,
thought
that's
he
him.
was goofy too, but the way she read that man, like she read him back and forth, up and down, like I'm like, dang, teach me how to read a fool so I know what to dodge, because she was already like, soon as he was like, oh, you're a homeowner, oh, he homeless, or probably stay with his mama, like she knew all the tea, and I'm just like, she like, he don't know what a hammer look like. I'm just, dang, man.
But not a
She
date
have to
at
do him
Home
like that.
Depot, though. I was just wondering, why would we here?
Because you always, and I thank my uncles for this. They taught me how to like know a lot about cars. I built my first car from the bottom up with my uncle. I know ins and outs about cars.
You built the car?
We built the car. Yeah.
Wow.
Literally built the car. All we
Trying to
had was the
build me
outside. I mean, no, it's expensive. but you bring your man into an environment where you kind of want him to feel that part of his duty.
Right.
And if you see that he can't fulfill it, he doesn't even know where to start. That's like, well, then I don't know where
Are
to
we
start
putting
with
that
you.
on?
That's so good. I didn't think about it that way.
Yes, ma'am.
That is so good. I thought she
ma'am.
just wanted to be around a lot of people in case he was trying something. You know, they
That
thought he was a
That could
serial
be
killer.
it too. Well, I thought it was funny, like going back to like you forget it's the 90s. Like, so when they're talking about like, yeah, this internet, you know, I told you not to like meet. And you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
because they
like-
wasn't talking to strangers in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, you couldn't talk to strangers. Now we get in the car with strangers, so it's okay.
Okay.
Like,
No, that's wow.
that's
Uber.
wild.
No, for real.
We trust people with our lives instantly.
with a click.
Of a button.
Right.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Dang.
Different time.
Makes
Different
me
time.
nervous. I want to go home now.
Right.
You know,
Y'all
you're gonna
dropping
take
us
that
off
Uber when you
today?
get home. Come on, that's gonna last 2 seconds. It's just too convenient. Convenient, my life. Convenience, my life. Convenience.
Exactly. Exactly.
And our last bit that we are going to talk about before we get into the lovely interview with Tammy Townsend is this whole moment. We all watched it together, including Tammy. We're right the door in the face.
The door.
The door. And I think all the ladies, we were like, oh, no.
Because I just didn't. It didn't make sense to me. I felt you could have gave her some type of little briefing of what was going on. You did not have to close the door in her face. I'm sorry, baby. No.
With no words.
I wanted to fight him because who do you think you are? We have
Yeah.
been QT and A right now. Questions that need answers. You gonna answer this question? You ain't about to see my face no more. I will close the door for you once you answer what I got, what I'm asking you. Like
Soapbox.
he ain't have to do,
Yeah.
man.
Well, because the thing is,
I
you
wanted
didn't-
to fight him.
You didn't call her. You didn't like. I mean, it was nothing. And then she comes to your home. She sees that you're helping her, which is fine. But just be upfront, like she said in the beginning. We don't have to play games. Just let me
Yeah.
know what's real. Like it's not. It really doesn't have to be this game. And I feel like men and women just do that with each other. It's like a cat and mouse back and forth, and it's stressful. Like love is not stressful. You don't have, it
Amen.
doesn't have to be that. So I felt like in that moment when he was. I was there for the girl that needed me. Okay, but baby, I needed you to be at that date. We said 7.
Right.
And it's not like you had many places to go
Right.
because your car is parked up, 12 feet
Right, exactly.
from where I am?
It's your moment.
So I kind of felt
It's
here's
your
where
moment.
I kind of when I was watching it and I was just like, oh, like first of all the actual closing of the door, I was like he's thinking in the moment and not in the future, like how this is going to impact him
Right.
going
we're,
forward.
We're all
Stupid.
ears
But
open.
when he was like I said, he was doing his explanation. I could kind of feel like where he was, you know, because he didn't
What you
want to.
mean?
No,
No,
but he didn't want to tell. He didn't want to tell like
bring
Ruby's
the drama in
like,
the house.
Like yeah, he didn't want to bring like.
But see,
with Ruby's situation, which I know he shouldn't even be. It's just
No.
like, oh, you shouldn't even be there in the first place. But it's like it is, and I was like, like I know, I know that.
Come on, Tammy, tell us what Carol was saying.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
because
I just know.
You see your daughter get
I have-
the door shut on her.
I have no
That would be-
understanding for
yeah.
that. I have no
Yes.
No,
understanding.
that was kind of when he did it. I was like, oh, that was not the move to do.
no.
But I
it
could
wasn't.
understand the struggle that he was going through.
Yes, and
You
then
know.
you see, I mean, there's something very redeeming about his character when you see how like the care that he has, you know, for this woman. He's just not going to abandon her.
Right.
But this is the woman that he confessed his love to as
Yes.
well. So closing the door was probably
Yeah,
not the
not-
best. Now here's the thing with how you know that Nuri is there's an innocence about her, right, and a vulnerability and all that. Because if it had happened to Angela,
she'd have been.
sorry, my guy, but you know what I mean. She would have tried to kick the door in.
Right.
The police would have been called. Right. You know what I mean? It would have been all of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought about that today, actually, that there is a lot. She's very naive. Like, she's having fun because she's in control. And like, she had made that point earlier in the episode too. Like, sex will only happen if I allow it to. So I feel like she's been in control of her situation so much, and not being in control in that moment really just took her through the roof. And I mean, and that's I feel like women, especially her having her own home, she's established. So, and it's probably. She'd have to just have been confused. I would
super confused because you were supposed to meet me somewhere and you're not there. Where we supposed to meet? Not only that, I'm calling hospitals, I'm calling jail, I'm calling everybody to try to figure out why you're missing.
Work.
And then here's your car, you're living in it, come to find out, and now I pop up and you're here taking care of somebody. First, she don't even know what's going on in that house.
No.
All she know is he got to close the door and he got to bounce.
Right. Yeah, that was the bad part that I was like, she doesn't know the whole story, and then you do that, and it's like...
Because there's no logic. Like, that's the thing. There's no...
I would have no understanding for that. There's nothing you can say to me.
Yeah.
But you know what? Carol did an amazing job bringing that logic on in. Because she was like, look, you don't even know his last name. You don't know his birthday. The
tax bracket.
I mean, down to the That's a mama's
It is.
And you knew you were wrong when you heard it. Like, my mama, hear you out. So she tells her to come dance with her. And I love that. The dance. So I want to get on into your character.
Yeah.
Carol, Nuri's mom. Just on that scene alone, come intimacy. Dance with me. Yeah, come dance with me. And you don't see mothers and daughters dance a lot, if any, unless it's like a younger kid. I danced with my mom on my wedding day, so I know that intimacy. But you said not to, or she said, Carol, your character said to make sure that he doesn't step on your toes, that he knows how to lead, and that he knows when to give you the spotlight. So did you take, out of that moment, did you take anything from your own mom that kind of resonated with you to be like, okay, I have to kick into mom gear here?
Well, a lot of the sass comes from my own mother. So, I pull a lot of that stuff out. But I've actually been on the opposite side of that as well. I've been that person who has kind of dimmed my light for somebody else to feel comfortable and secure, which is why I'm single today. So I've learned that lesson later on in life, and now that I have the 6 rules that you gave me, I will be getting married soon. But no, it was really easy for me to see kind of both sides to that. So I was able to kind of give. Just like a sincerity, because it was coming from a place of experience. You know what I mean? So,
how many times did they have to rehearse that scene for you guys dancing and doing lines at the same time?
First of all, they wanted us to step. To do a step. And I'm like, I'm not from Chicago, and they gonna tear me up. And no, we're not gonna do that. So, that ain't gonna happen. But we shot it maybe about, I'm thinking maybe 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
But I do have a funny story. Now I'm just kind of putting myself out there.
So I'm gonna get
So, I love kombucha. Like kombucha is my coffee in the morning. So I drank some kombucha, and I didn't realize that we were going to be so close.
And so wait, for those who don't know what kombucha is, can you explain?
Well, it's like I really can't explain it. It's good. It's good for you, okay? But it smells really bad.
Okay.
And so it left a
from the earth. Straight from the earth.
Is it like a tea, like a coffee?
No, it's not. It's fermented, like.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, right, basically. So I'm drinking it, and I had to dip her and get really close to her, and I noticed that Michele was like, she did a face like this, and I'm like, am I okay? She was like, well, you could use a little, maybe brush your teeth, maybe get something from like makeup. And I was like, but she did it in a really nice way.
Yeah.
But my breath was kind of humming. humming. It was. I was like, first time
Not
in
humming.
history. Yes.
But you know what though? The
I
fact
was
that
having
she had
full-on church in my
she had enough respect to tell you.
She did.
Yeah.
She did it in a kind way, which is, I mean, that has never. But yeah, since
Yeah.
then, I'm like, I make sure that I get myself together after drinking some kombucha.
And you know
Right.
what? You break boundaries when you tell somebody that your breath smells.
Oh, yeah.
You really
Right,
do.
you do.
It's like it's another level of relationship that you have with that
Yeah.
person.
Right,
where
we're
it's
family
like,
now.
You're comfort.
We're family.
We're forever.
I can trust you to
Forever.
have my back
Yeah.
in any situation.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
You can tell me that my breath stinks to my face.
Exactly. And we
Right.
talked about that when they was getting up in the morning, Nuri and Yasir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Because
morning
we were
breath
like,
kiss they had.
No, Tenere was like, and that's how you know it's Hollywood.
We were-
Because ain't nobody about to be up in your face
Heck
in the
no.
morning. Because
Right. Except like,
Immediately.
hold on.
Exactly.
Dang, you
Yeah.
be giving them the hand.
not the hand, but you just slowly back away.
Right.
Just
my
a little
gosh.
bit.
So
You know-
how did that chemistry like build on set with you and the woman playing you and Nuri? Because Michelle. So I read no, I actually watched a YouTube video where Mara and her mom, they were talking about their relationship. And Mara's mom said that if she wasn't my daughter, she'd be my closest friend.
Wow.
And I'm just like, oh my God, that's so beautiful because, everybody longs for that relationship with their mother.
Yeah.
So how was that relationship between you and Michelle, like the chemistry?
Well, Michelle's really open book. She's a very warm person in general. So, I mean, she and Will kind of set the tone of the whole set. I mean, it's just a loving set. So when no pun intended. So when when I walked on, it was nothing. You know, because I don't have. I'm not one of these divas that run, come in. I'm a very humble person. I don't even like working under those kind of, circumstances.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. So it was right off the bat. We had a connection right away. So
That's so
A lot
beautiful.
and she's close to her mother, and I'm close to my mother. So I think that kind of all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I actually got to meet Mara's mom too.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah?
she was like, "Oh my God, you are nothing like me."
Oh my gosh. So did you like
but
shadow her?
I enjoy you.
That's how you're a good actress.
Right.
Did you like shadow her and like try to figure her out? Like how did the
No,
process come?
I had never met her mother before, so I just did
You just
my
read
own-
the script and did your
I did. I just
use your
decided.
gift. Come on, girl.
Exactly. I was
So
like,
how did you get the role?
I auditioned like
Okay.
everyone else. And I mean,
Well, I mean, some people have like little different ways that they.
no, I know.
Yeah.
I would have loved for them to call me and be like, "Hey, Tammy,
Yeah.
you want a role?" That didn't happen. I had to actually earn it.
Yeah.
Come
Come on.
And
But
you did well.
Thank you. But I actually auditioned for the older Nuri.
Okay.
first.
Oh.
Okay.
And then Mara was like, "Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not gonna work." But I do like your choices and what you did. So can you come back and do Nuri's mom in 90s? And I said, "Oh, okay." So I auditioned, and I just booked it.
No, but I love you as her
thank
mother.
you. I do
too.
It's because
Right.
it reminds me of my mother, and I actually put it on in a post on Instagram saying like I stayed up with my mom till 12 a.m. last night, literally modeling like clothes that she had sent me, and she was like, put this on, and so like it really does remind me of my relationship with my mother because having that sass where it's like I'm gonna tell you the truth, but I'm gonna give it to you soft sometimes, but when you need it to be tough, I'm gonna hand it to you.
That's
so
right.
I enjoy you as Nuri's mother.
thank
And you being
So-
true to her space and everything.
Yeah.
Popping up while she in the bed with fools. Like, hey.
She be walking her mom out. I'm like, I could never walk my. She'd be like, I'm leaving when I want to leave.
She was like, "Mom, give me the key." She never gave her the key.
I did
Right.
not.
By the way.
Yeah, I got around
So-
that.
Right. Smooth.
Exactly.
Real smooth, real smooth.
Exactly.
So I heard we heard that a lot of people stayed at an Airbnb to get like closer, stayed at the house that they filmed in. Did you stay there as well?
I did not.
No?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I recur on the show, so I'm not like a regular. So it's like, yeah. I mean, even like Kadeem, who plays her boss, he stayed there. So I mean, it worked. I mean, I gotta say. Now, typically for me, I'm kind of cuckoo when it comes to personal space and stuff like that. I couldn't do it. I'm like, I'll see y'all in the morning, but when it's about 8 o'clock, I gotta go my own space.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but Yeah, because I can be close to you without actually living with you.
Right.
So, which is probably why I wasn't invited to the Airbnb.
The chemistry was still there, so it didn't.
It didn't affect anything. Yeah.
It didn't even matter.
So how long do you guys shoot? Like what's a typical day like?
It depends. Like, I would be there maybe like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, but I do know that, Michele and Will could, they could be there from, anywhere from like 6 to like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Ooh. They've had like some really long days. They worked their butt off.
Yeah.
They really, really did.
I believe it.
So.
Yeah. So with all your other past projects, what's different about this one? Like what made you want to audition for Carol?
I'd never worked for Mara before, and anything Mara has been a part of has been really great quality work, and she really captures the voice of like black women and in particular. So, and I had auditioned for like Girlfriends, and this before y'all time, maybe not your time.
Oh no, I love Girlfriends.
I never said
I watched Girlfriends.
I watched Girlfriends.
Y'all millennials.
We was hip though.
Y'all all millennials.
We was sitting by our parents like, oh my
But
God,
we
I
still
know
watched
Tony.
it.
You know what? No, I feel like we're the last generation that still played outside, so I refuse
Right.
to
Yeah.
let
What is
myself.
that? Play dates.
Yeah, I refuse. Yeah, no.
What is a play date? We came home when the street lights came on.
Okay.
What is that?
No, I agree. Because I feel like after 95, it gets weird.
Yeah.
It gets really weird after 95.
That's when my little sister was born.
Well,
so like
yeah.
I said, last generation.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I always wanted to work with Mara, so it was, and I mean that helped, and also too, I played a lot of mothers. The last mother I was on Disney. Yes, exactly. Casey Undercover. I played. Excuse me. Oh hell! Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? We have some technical difficulties right here. Okay, I was in the flow and you messed me up.
I'm talking about your mother.
But yes.
Yeah, I was a mother on Disney. Casey Undercover. I played Zendaya's mom, and she was more of like conservative, Disney type,
right.
mom, right? With Carol, I'm able to be sassy.
Yeah.
I'm able to wear cute 90s clothes. Some, you know what I mean? And it's that's another thing that I really, really enjoyed.
Well, I thought that's something that was funny actually in the first episode when you walked in on Michele and the other dude, like you didn't like get mad and be like who's it? Like kick him out, It was just kind of like you were flowing with it, like oh, okay, and like you embarrassed him. I forgot the line,
Then
but
you
said,
told homeboy that he wasn't the only one.
and you were like, oh man, she's just laying it on him, like
yeah, baby, he's an
That was fun.
Aquarius. He's already in love. And then the two Aquariuses over here, like what? Nuh-uh.
Which was like even
It be
worse. I
steep
felt
like
like,
that, though.
yeah, I felt like for him, I was just like, oh, if I was him, I would have been like, oh, this lady's just calling me out on it, like,
super awkward.
and you were just like, anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Right.
You ain't serious. Go
So
ahead.
with you being in a 90s show, like do you ever, like are there any nostalgic moments that you get being on set?
Again, I think it's like seeing the clothes. You know what I mean? It's like we were wearing what?
Right.
Why did we wear that? Like, or it's because they said that fashion kind of makes its way back around again. It may have like a different curve to it, slightly different, but it's basically the same. So watching those thick heels come back, and I'm like, some of the shoes I could wear now. You know what I'm saying? So that, and then I think overall watching the show, the music is awesome.
That was the first thing I said. I was like, I love the soundtrack. Like,
And like hip hop, you could understand what people were saying. I'm like, what are they saying?
Right, what they talking about?
Exactly.
They call those mumble rappers.
right.
Oh, thank you.
They have a term.
Okay, thanks.
They do.
We had a good
Can I ask you something about a line on the show?
Yes.
Okay,
hope
so
I
she was
remember.
telling. She was telling Nuri that she has a big heart, right? And then she was like, she just has to discern who she give it to. Is that something that you live by, and can you expound on that?
Okay, I didn't know I was gonna be on Dr. Phil.
We got to get deep on Love Is.
Man.
So what was my line again? Because
You told her how big of a heart that she had, and then you was like, you have to use your discernment with who you allow into that heart.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That's a shame. I gotta ask you guys.
Like we said,
Oh
you
no,
did
it's
your
okay.
job.
You got a lot going on. It's okay.
She's like, can we go back to the tape
said,
real quick? Like,
Okay, once they say,
You did everything you had to do. You
right.
good.
Once they say cut, it's like the line. just
Right.
right
She
on
said
out.
next.
We're moving on. Exactly. Right. I do live my life by that. I do. I'm very protective about who I let in, because once I let them in,
They in there for good.
oh my God. I mean, they're imprinted. So, because I love very hard
Me too.
and deeply. So at first, and I can come across very nice and bubbly and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm cupping you in. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So that just means I'm being cordial.
Right.
So
And your friendly face. There's nothing.
Right,
wrong with that.
exactly,
You gotta
exactly.
earn it.
And you have a beautifully light spirit too.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
she's like, maybe we could bring you in. The rest of them, no. We still trying to.
Just because you have a beautiful spirit, because that can be draining sometimes, because people latch onto you when
Girl.
you have a good spirit. Like, oh my God, I love your energy.
Yeah.
We just
And they
need to
drain
hang
you.
out. Yeah, like we need to hang out. Like, just because you love my energy doesn't mean we gotta hang out.
My
You
energy
Right.
don't
know,
love
it's
your
like,
energy.
you know, right?
That's true.
I need all this.
That's
'cause
right.
It took a while to get here.
Right.
Okay, it took me a while to get here.
You better say that. I ain't risking it for nobody.
No, for real. And
Especially Yasir.
I feel like Nuri's at that point in her
I'm really
life
mad.
where she's a young adult, where she's still trying to figure out herself. Because I feel like that with us being millennials, we are still in that 20s, 30s, where you're still trying to figure out yourself and figure out life, and you're like second guessing yourself. Because I know I'm 25, so I feel like there are so many things that I feel like I have the answer to, but then like it takes a sharp turn, and then I'm like, okay.
You're gonna do a lot
Man.
of changes. I'm gonna tell you, the sweet spot is when you hit 40.
Man,
Ooh, okay.
I tell people all the time.
What's so sweet about it?
I am looking
Because you
forward
know
to
who
40.
you are, you know what you want, you know what you don't want, you have a direction. I mean, and hopefully you've done your due diligence and you got a little cash saved, and you can travel and go wherever you want. It is beautiful. It's gorgeous. And you've been in this body for 40 years, so you know what works on you and what doesn't work on you.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love being in my 40s. And people that I love and respect, Jennifer Lopez.
Ooh.
She is
Who doesn't?
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, she really keeps herself together. She's a businesswoman. You know what I mean? It's just, and she's unapologetic about who she is.
Yeah.
That's what's wonderful about being in your 40s. So you got time to figure it out, make your mistakes. You know what I mean?
Let me get to making mistakes then. I'm just
well, you know what I mean. Not where it's
I just
detrimental,
Yeah.
but those, to help propel you to who you're gonna be.
No,
Right.
I tell people all the time I'm looking forward to 40s because I read a lot of articles about, especially for women more so, because I think they said that women peak at the like emotionally, mentally,
And your libido.
yes, no, and I read that too, is that we start to really enjoy who we are at 40, more so at 40. Of course, we love who we are, but when you're 40, it's like that. I got it. Like
Yep.
it's like a chime that that cuts on. So I'm glad you said that because now I'm like really looking forward to it.
And then black don't crack on
Okay,
us. So
right.
it's like,
okay.
exactly.
We're sitting there like.
Yes.
Like Sydney Williams has a question in the chat. There are two questions, but he says, since you are in the same industry as Nuri, do you have any personal experiences similar to what she has gone through?
Huh. Okay.
I'm assuming love or career.
Love or career.
Or dealing with men.
Well, a lot of that with the men. We're not
Love
going to
or
focus on that.
Yeah.
Because it's rough dating out here in Los Angeles.
Well, no, not dating professionally, like how,
with the whole sexism kind of
Yes.
thing?
Well, they just said love and career, so I think
I'm
kind
just
of
curious.
like, yeah.
That's just me. my
Okay.
question.
Well, I have come into, unfortunately, I've come into some situations with men who were inappropriate in terms of like directors who will be unnamed and some casting. And I've never been a woman to kind of shy away, so I don't have as, I may come across innocent, but I'm not as innocent as Nuri. And I've always spoken my mind, or I've never had a problem saying, you know what, I know this part is amazing, and it might propel my career to the next level, but it ain't worth it. Okay. Because at the end of the day, I have to live with me, and I got to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So I've always, when it's come to that, I've always kind of cut it off, told them what's not, or just said, you know what, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I have that.
For those who are struggling with cause the Me Too movement and Time's Up movement, with those that are struggling, getting to the point that you were that strong to say, hey, this is not that important. My self-worth is most important. What kind of advice would you give somebody that is struggling? Because there's still women out there who
absolutely
make those horrible decisions and then years later regret it and then come out with their story. So what advice would you give to those women?
Well,
or men?
I mean, I'm living proof of it right now. It's like, when I go home, I'm able to go to bed. I'm able to live with myself, you know, and I feel like I'm a spiritual person. I feel like what's for you, God is going to put in front of you. It might take you a little longer to get where you got to go, but you're going to get there, and with your self-respect. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's not worth it at the end of the day. I do have friends who have done that, you know, and their career kind of like, it didn't really do anything for them, you know?
Ooh.
So it's
that's
like,
painful.
girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
To still give that.
You
Exactly.
compromise and you still ain't make it.
And you still ain't.
And
So-
if you got to compromise, it ain't your door.
Right.
It's not at
Knock
all.
somewhere else.
Exactly. So it's been kind of a slow climb for me, but that's fine. You know, I'm okay with it. You know, I'm not selling my soul for this.
Period.
You know what
Amen.
I mean?
Yeah.
Amen.
Come on.
Right. And I think the last question in the chat was just what trends can you compare from the 50s and the 90s? Examples like hoop skirts and hoop earrings.
50s?
I know. I like
Like,
50s.
So what the hell?
Maybe
Where is
the-
that from?
Maybe the 80s. I mean, you know, we're not going to name names or nothing like that.
Let me
but
shout them out.
man.
I mean, how old do you think I am?
Oh.
The
Like
50s?
50s.
well,
That's a millennial.
Marsha
That's a
would
new
just,
generation.
Marsha would just like to know. So examples like hoop skirts, hoop earrings, polka dots. Like, what are some things that you think maybe that you loved in the 90s that you would love to see come back?
hoop skirt?
You know what? The 90s was in my. I didn't.
It wasn't your
I
thing.
know. Wasn't my thing.
Look,
Wasn't
when the
my thing.
90s babies get mad.
Right. I'm
Get
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't even like the 80s. The 80s was weird. I was barely born in the 70s, but I like the 70s.
Okay.
Because the bell
froze.
bottoms,
Okay.
the froze, you know what I mean? It just
Freedom.
yeah, exactly. The flow of it and everything. I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
So yeah,
So you
90s were
prefer
really my favorite.
70s versus 90s?
I do.
Okay.
Even though I wasn't old enough to really be wearing a lot of 70s stuff. It just I mean, the floppy hats and stuff like that. All that stuff is
Fly.
right. And
Right.
the hair was relaxed. It wasn't so
Right.
processed, and
Okay.
it was more beach.
Like sometimes when I see old episodes of like Soul Train and stuff, you be looking like, man,
getting down,
those
okay?
people like,
It's like,
you're like with those costumes, like, no, that's just what I walked off the
Yes.
street in, ready to dance. Like,
Exactly.
I
like,
didn't
come
even know
on.
this was taping today.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. So,
I think it's dope to see black people transition though through the years with fashion, with
Right.
hair, and I mean because we are imitated in a lot of different ways, and so see, I'm just
She love that.
I
saying
mean, we are.
we are in a lot of different ways, and I think it's one thing that's cool for me is like just seeing my parents, you know, because they were born in the 60s, and so seeing them go from bell bottoms to froze to the tight, because everybody keeps laughing at what Yasir had on, but I remember my dad had that same outfit on.
Wait, hold on. The draws?
No,
Oh.
it's not the. He didn't.
I didn't see nobody no
He
drawers in the
had on
90s.
some tight briefs. It wasn't like draws.
Come
But
through,
I
Daddy.
remember,
Oh my
like in the back
gosh.
in the day, like when they used to play basketball, they'd have like
the
socks.
spandex. It was the spandex shorts.
I'm
The
like,
booty shorts.
That's why I don't like the 90s.
That's the main reason.
Hey,
Way too much on the table. Way too much on the table.
okay.
Exactly.
I remember. I was there with the Polaroids.
All
When you had
right,
to
y'all.
shake 'em.
Wow.
All right,
No.
but that's kind of all that's in our chat. Any kind of last, we're going to kind of tell to a nice little game that we have, a little 90s game. Won't take long, in about 90 seconds or so, but anything else that you guys can think of this lovely lady? Other than you just can't get rid of Kadeem. I mean, like,
I know,
he's
right?
like, you've been like stuck to the hip with him.
I told
over the
him,
last
I
years.
always tell him this. He probably getting tired of me saying this, but I was like, oh, so you thought you was going to divorce me? I don't think so.
I'm that one you can't get rid of.
Yeah.
Snap
I mean,
Kadeem.
I played his girlfriend. I played his wife. I'm like, we're going to be grandparents together, great-grands. Then he went morbid. He was like, yeah, we'll probably be dead together. I'm like,
Dang.
okay. Yeah, I know. Exactly,
Right.
sir.
Can we
Not
not
to
speak that
question
into
that, right?
atmosphere?
You know,
Right. I'm like, what? Random.
right?
Yeah.
Bring that on back.
Love is
Right.
life.
Right.
So we have a segment called Love Is, where we just fill in the blank like Mara,
Okay.
wants for the show.
Okay.
So can you tell us what love is for you?
Love is unconditional.
Ooh.
It's unconditional. That means you accept everything, that person, good, bad, and ugly. That's true love.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
You're going to kick us off with the rest?
Yeah, we're going to follow that.
All right.
No, just playing.
No, I feel like I come up
scene.
with my words
Done.
whenever it comes.
Oh, well,
no, I have one.
Oh, go ahead, girlfriend.
Love is stressful because love is very stressful, and I say that humbly. I love my boo. I know he's watching, but yes, it is. Love is very stressful, and that's okay, and I admit to it. I'm stressful. He can be stressful. People are just stressful in nature, but being able to find that balance between dealing with how stressful that person is, or just the issues that they may have, is something that's beautiful, and I love being able to get to that blossoming state.
Wow.
Okay. Here.
For this episode, love is knowledge. And I say that because you really have to know the ins and outs of a person, their ways, their background, who they really are in order to understand the things that they do. If you don't know their character, you don't know why they, act a certain way. If you don't know anything about their lives, then you're not going to know the people in their lives. And then it caused chaos. And I really don't like how the chaos made me feel this episode. So love is knowledge.
We're going to have to hug it out.
Wow. For me, in this episode, love is not making no kind of sense. Just because. And I'm going back to our door episode. Door incident, because especially from Nuri's point of view, she's probably like, "What? Like, I can't tell you what's going on. Just give me a minute, And she's probably like, "What? Like,
Okay, you're
not
canceled.
talking,
That's what's happening."
And then Yasir in his car situation, he's probably
Y'all got
like,
me
"This don't
dying
make
over
no
here."
kind of sense. Like, well, how come,
He don't know
So
what side he want to be on. He's like, I'm trying to be on
I know,
your side.
but I was like, I gotta be real. Like, come on,
Right.
Yasir, I feel you on this right
All
here.
the male commenters are going to be
Parts
like,
of it.
Tenere,
No.
what's going on?
Come on, bro. Like, see, I'm
Right.
like, come on, I know. I can't get all crazy though.
He's
Here with all these women.
Hilarious. I will say love is intentional. So that kind of stuck with me. My husband and I talk about it a lot to one another, but you have to be intentional on the things that you are aware of that your spouse needs, or that the one that you love needs. It takes effort. You can't just like wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm gonna love today, and it's gonna be great.
Right.
I'm gonna be married. It's gonna be lovely." But no, like you have to
Work
have
at it.
intentions and work at it. Yeah. So the little things that maybe you just don't feel like doing, like getting to know one another, like you said, and dancing, like you have to be intentional at the way that you pursue love. So yeah, love is intentional. That's
Yeah.
Good.
That's my word.
You guys are some smart millennials.
we try.
I like that she
Listen.
called me smart.
Right. We try
I'll
to
take
get all
it.
our credits, our coins.
I'll
Listen.
take it. I'll take that. Thank
Well,
you.
And then
we are going to at least end on a fun note. 90 seconds. Like I said, we have a little something special just for you called the 90s in 90 seconds.
Okay.
All right. So this is a this or that kind of game.
Oh.
So we're going to give you a couple of things,
Okay.
to choose from. So we're going to spit two things at you real quick, and you tell me which one you prefer, either this or that.
Okay.
Notice the this or that in the background.
You gotta turn it
Shout
up just
out
a
to
little bit.
Tenere. He picked the song. So let's get into it. We're going to get a little timer going,
Okay.
Make sure, we don't go over our time. Make sure we follow the rules here. And
God, I
I'm
feel
gonna
so
have
much
you.
pressure now.
I'm gonna have you clock.
Listen,
So,
but you know
all right,
nobody's
let's
better than
go.
we do.
Ready?
All right,
Cause-
ready?
lyrics.
No,
no.
not lyrics.
She's like, I'm ready to
These
spit
words.
fire. What's
All right,
up?
ready?
93.
All right, let's roll. Good. Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie.
Oh.
R&B or hip hop?
R&B.
Me too.
R&B.
Bubblicious or Big League Chew?
Okay, first of all, that's a lot. So it would be Bubblicious. Do I have to say this or that?
No.
Okay.
You can say Bubblicious.
Okay, Bubblicious.
What is it? The flavor, the bubbles?
Baby, yes, we put it in your mouth. That grape one. That grape. Oh,
Yes, great. I will
Hashtag
chew on
great.
that all day.
Yes.
And blow
Right.
the biggest bubbles.
girl.
I don't like them.
Martin or Living Single?
Living single.
You should have did Fresh
Hey.
So for real, or Belle Biv DeVoe?
Belle Biv DeVoe.
All right.
Yeah.
Hopscotch or Double Dutch?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Come on now.
Double Dutch.
Double Dutch.
Wow.
All right, cool. I can rock with that.
still
one, too.
can't do that.
All right, good. Fortune teller. So the little thing that goes, the
Oh,
little,
yeah.
or MASH, which I love that they play MASH in this episode. But
Okay.
fun, the fortune teller or MASH?
I don't know what MASH is. I'm terrible.
No.
We all were tripping on what that was.
Yeah.
But then we figured it out and it was like, oh, because we knew.
You list some categories and then you go by and you kind of predict your
fortunes.
fortunes. Okay,
Yeah, 'cause we used to do those.
So
All right.
fun.
Yeah, we did too.
Nintendo or Sega Genesis?
Oh, Nintendo.
All right.
Okay.
Hooked leggings or high socks? We're gonna keep it rolling. Just
High socks.
okay. Let's scrunchies or bonkers or balls.
Hair bows.
So we call
Hair
them
bows.
bubbles.
I call them hair bows.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it rolling.
Scrunchies.
Okay. We got a couple more. Drew Hill or Jagged Edge?
Drew Hill. Drew Hill.
BET's Video Soul or VH1's Pop-Up Video?
I like BT.
BT, all right. Overalls with one strap or windbreakers?
I like the one strap overall.
Okay. I rocked that last
Yes.
week. But, Sinbad or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Oh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Gotta be.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Two more.
Okay.
Super Soak or Nerf Gun?
Nerf gun. What?
She's like, come on with the
No,
with the nerf gun.
And last one, Jerry Curl or Flat Top?
a flat top.
Not the juiciness.
Never should have been.
A thing.
Oh my
Like, get all of that off
But
my
they coming
shoulder,
back.
off my pillow.
No, ma'am.
off-
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
That's a lot to watch out of.
I have a question. Were they really dripping like that?
Heck yeah.
Lord.
Girl, they sit like on a leather couch like this and get
It
up
be
and it be
super
all
shiny.
mess it up every time.
Every
Bet not
time.
drip on my furniture,
But
on
now
my
drip
bed,
is, see,
on my
now,
shoulder.
The mumble rapper is saying drip is the cool thing. now.
No.
Drip.
I feel like it means
night.
something else that we just not.
Good night.
But anyway, that's pretty much it for us. Like, we've had such an amazing time.
I
Awesome
enjoyed
time.
myself.
Amazing.
So good to talk
Thank
to
you for coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anytime.
Thank you.
And I'm serenaded too.
And thank you so much to everybody who joined us in the chat. Carmen, Sydney, Jasmine, thank you all so much. I know it's a lot to talk about from this show, and we can't fit all of it in our time. So comment. We will continue the conversation.
Make sure you give us 5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Yeah.
On
Subscribe.
iTunes. Subscribe. All that good stuff. And leave a comment on iTunes because it bumps it on up so it's easy to find, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, to continue the conversation, let us know where they can find you all.
Again, my name is Rocky Harris, and you can find me on all social media at Raquel Harris TV.
All right, y'all. It's Porchia Carter. You can find me on all social media at Porchia Carter.
I'm Tenere Williams. You can find me at Tenere W.
And I am Takira Shabrae. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Takira_Shabrae. And Tammy, where can they find you?
Tammy Townsend 10.
All right.
Straight across the
All
board.
across the board.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for tuning in. See you next week.
Thank you guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.